Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. I'm Kel.
And I'm Misfit.
And we are here to talk. We're here to talk Stage 2, Week 3, Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, so, we're gonna do a little preview. What to look out for, some storylines going into the week, just so you know kind of what's up before we get into our picks and stuff, which we will do and always do.
Yeah, well, we're gonna kind of change it up from what we normally do. We're kind of looking more at like the general feeling of how we're looking at some of these games going into Wednesday and Thursday. Like just the storylines that we're going to be looking at on them. And then also we'll still be doing our picks. We're just going to condense that down to a separate part of the videos.
Yeah. Because there's always storylines on Monday and Tuesday before we get in. And it seems like things get bogged down, like when we're trying to do our picks and stuff. So we just wanted to come out and give you our thoughts on things that are going on. So we're going to start it off with the
big thing.
The big thing. So trouble in Shanghai still and more, and just it keeps growing. The desperation and shittiness going on there. So the coach left or quit or got fired or whatever happened.
Yeah, it's pretty unclear exactly what happened with him, but as of all we know for sure is that he is stepping down. I think he's finishing out this week. But he's like transitioning his assistant coach to become the main coach. So that's something we'll have to watch out for. And then also on top of that, just to make matters even worse for them, they're losing one of their two best players.
Yeah, one of their two players.
Or one of their two actual players.
Let's just go with that.
In Dia.
Yeah, he had family trouble and he had to go back to China. So, and on the coach front, I mean, if you're a professional sports fan and you hear the stepping down, taking another role, that means you done fucked up, you're terrible, and we still have to pay you, so you're going to do something. You know, honestly, they need to change there.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, it just was...
Something was just not working at all.
Well, the organization itself just seems like a mess right now.
Yeah.
To me.
Oh, definitely. And I have experience watching organizations that are complete and utter shit shows.
Yeah.
So, we
live in Cleveland, so we know that. Know that well.
Yeah.
But their problems go obviously beyond that, but it can't get any worse for these guys, can it?
No kidding.
I mean, Jesus. I mean, Dia's one of their best players, and I feel, and it's nothing against him. It's like, what are you going to do? You're 6,000 miles away or however far away from your family. You're going back. There's something going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
no, you more just feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's a tough situation to be in, no matter what it is.
Anyone's going to do it. But, you take it from an organizational standpoint, and you go, you weren't prepared for something like this? All right, yeah, you got guys like Zushu, they say, could fill in and do some DPS and that. What's it going to do?
Right.
You done fucked up from the beginning.
Oh,
because they should have had miraculous youngsters from that roster from everything that I've heard. And, maybe a couple of the other guys that got on here, which they started off bad. They obviously hired the wrong coach. They're running the wrong players. And now you're in situations where, players have actual real life things that they got to take care of outside of their professional career.
Right. And that just completely leaves them even more unprepared for any other situations. It's like, so now you have to scramble, find somebody to replace him while you still are trying to get these other people in,
right?
That you picked up in the between stages, but at the same time you still don't have them in. You don't have them incorporated. You got to incorporate a new coach.
Yeah.
You got to incorporate all these other things. You got to try to switch one of your other people because you didn't have any backup DPS or really any backups at all. I think all they had was like one backup tank and one backup support.
Yeah.
Why would you not? I mean, Dia and Undead are great, but
something could happen.
You need to just have at least one other person for situations like this, situations like every other team has run into with somebody being sick.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they even got away with nobody getting sick before.
Yeah, and I can't believe that Florida hasn't had anything happen.
Yeah, kidding.
I mean, they were looking at a worse situation.
I feel like there might have been some days where one of those guys was sick, but they had to play through it because they had no choice.
Yeah, well, we watched that cookie video that Zebasai was pretty sick in that. Yeah. He's like, I can't smell anything. I can't. This is terrible. Anyway, we had to lighten it up for a second there. But yeah, Shanghai's a mess. And then also other storylines going in. I mean, what are we going to get from Seoul here? I mean, are they just going to kill everybody again this week?
Right. They've got 2 relatively easy matchups. They're playing Shanghai on Wednesday, and then they're playing, actually not necessarily so easy on Thursday. They're out playing Philly.
Who knows?
So that's another storyline we'll get into. But as far as Seoul goes, I think that this is a prime opportunity, especially against Shanghai, for them to really pad their lead and try and catch up to where New York are on their map differential, because that is really hurting them, and New York is just completely running away with that right now.
Yeah.
Because, wow, they're up 11 maps right now.
And Seoul's the closest, and they've only closed the gap recently.
Yeah.
And, that's
just because they started off so dominant these past couple weeks.
Well, and this meta, they're a totally different team.
Oh, absolutely.
And that was kind of where I wanted to go a little bit with this, is that is Philadelphia going to put up a fight? Who knows? I mean, we're not going to reveal our picks because, that would be spoiling things for you guys. But, I mean, the way they're playing right now, who's going to beat them?
Right.
Other than maybe one of the full Korean squads? I mean, someone could sneak in and beat them, like Boston, whoever. I don't see too much competition going against them other than
maybe London and New York. Those are really the only other teams that I think can put up a fight against Seoul. And
they're actually in the lead right now. They're in the first slot for the stage playoffs.
Right.
And this is a test of a week, I mean, in my opinion, to see if because this is where they kind of went off the rails on the last stage.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, well, they're 4-0, they're doing this, they're doing that, no one can touch them. And then Shanghai, actually, it might have been the same setup. Shanghai gave them that 3-2 battle.
Yeah.
And then they lost. So.
Yeah, I think they lost to New York.
They lost to New York. Yeah, but.
They're playing Philly this week, but Philly's been playing really well. So do we see the Philly that was 4-0ing people or teams to start?
And then got absolutely demolished and.
Right, or do we see the Philly that got demolished by London?
And this is a big week for them too, because they're playing the other top 2 teams in the league right now.
Yeah.
And this is a big game for them. There's really the biggest game on Monday if you're going on that whole and the 2 days. The Monday really doesn't have anything. The biggest games are on Thursday.
Yeah.
Where you got basically 4 teams that are right now in this stage playing each other that are vying for the playoff spots, which you got to start talking about for the stage soon enough, because there's only 2 weeks left after this week. So the Valiant are also a team that have to continue rolling.
Right, and tonight we've got the Battle of LA,
which is always tough.
Yeah, and that's never an easy win for either of those teams, because they both just come to play in these games. I think they're 1-1 on these.
Yeah.
Each team has won a game, but this is the new look Gladiators, and somewhat new look Valiant with Kariv on DPS. So do we see LA, or do we see the Valiant coming out really looking strong with Kariv playing like he did last week, where he was just
lights
wrecking.
Up. Yeah, and Soon and all that.
And then that opening it up for Soon to do what he does, and then that even opens it up even more for Fate and Envy to do their work.
I think that the biggest change that they made was filling that second DPS slot with Kariv.
Yes,
because everything else was kind of okay on their team,
right?
And their supports they weren't Mercy meta supports. I mean, let's be honest, Unco.
Their supports totally different, and
Verbo's a legit support, and they had Kariv on support, so they took care of that mess, and they put him in the other DPS slot where obviously he belonged. And I think this is where we see where they're at tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah. And
another team we're going to get a gauge on this week, especially at the start, in the middle game, is going to be Dallas.
Yeah.
Because we all know how they are. 1 week they're great, 1 week they're not. Who's going to flame out? Who's going crazy? Who's,
Right, and this is a week that I'm sure Dallas had circled where it's like, this is
their chance.
This is our chance to really get ourselves back into this. Obviously they don't have any hope for getting into the stage playoffs, but they need wins, and they have 2 pretty good opportunities for it this week.
Yeah.
Going against the Shock on Wednesday, and then on Saturday going against Florida.
Right, but I mean, who's gonna play? Who's gonna show up? What's gonna happen?
Right, because it's always a question of who is gonna actually be playing for them.
Yeah,
and you just never know at this point.
And you thought like at the end of stage 1 and the beginning of this stage, all right, so they kind of had like this set kind of lineup thing going, and then all of a sudden they start going wonky again, and the guys in and out, and I don't know, and they're all mental except for Mickey.
Right.
And AKM is pretty much doesn't seem like a mental dude, but you know what I mean?
He's just a stoic, he's a stoic, stone-faced motherfucker.
Yeah,
but
stone-faced killer.
Right. But no, yeah, and then how is Taimu gonna go about this? Is he are we gonna hear anything about a possible suspension, anything like that? Because if they suspended XQC for what he said, are they gonna have to hold him to the same standards?
Which they should.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally feel that they should.
Yep.
But then at the same time, what do you do from there? And then do we see Seagull again? How are we gonna?
Yeah, he's like on a fucking milk carton, man. Where the hell is he been?
Yeah, he's just out back smoking.
Yeah, apparently.
Fuck it, with the rest of the cooks.
Well, also, the map pool doesn't play for his character pool.
Yeah.
There's one map that really works with both of his characters, and that's King's Row. Hanzo, well, I guess you can put him on Hanzo and Hanamura. But do you want to take out AKM? It gets into that whole thing.
Exactly.
Who are you taking out? Well, you going to take him out? AKM out? You take Effect out? I think we got Rascal.
They probably should take Effect out, because that dude's crazy.
Yeah, he needs a little rest, that one.
Yeah.
He's pressing a little fucking hard. And that's another thing. They're all on that. I mean, Christ, Mickey isn't we're back to Mickey not being the happy guy again.
Right.
Mickey's the positive influence. You're breaking the dude, man.
Yeah.
But it's just, they're whacked. It's just a shit show. And this is, if they want to make their season, this week is it. That's what I'm getting at. You got the Shock, who are still waiting for people, and the Mayhem, who are waiting for people. Possibly Zappis might be in this week, from what I hear. But are they going to play him? At this point, why not?
Yeah,
I know you're we don't want to get him, blah blah blah, and all the minutia and the bullshit.
But can it be any worse than what you've already had?
Yeah, I mean, you can't run a triple. They can't run a triple tank. I mean, you could put Tavik on Roadhog or something like that. It doesn't work, man. Sometimes
they just don't have the flexibility that is absolutely becoming more and more necessary as the games go on. And
it was fine. It was kind of fine in the first one where you could run that. You run the Mercy, and you have these set comps,
right?
But I mean, they're not the story for the end of for our other preview. But what I'm getting at is this: you're facing two teams that are subpar right now.
Yes.
If you're the team that everyone thinks you are, you have to go out and do some damage this week and kick their ass. Both of them. Oh,
absolutely. Dallas needs to 4-0 or at least 3-1
both of them.
Both of these games in order to feel any kind of relevance again.
But but relevance, we're talking middle of the pack relevance.
Yeah, and that's to hopefully get
they'll keep them in
that 5 or 6 spot at the end of the season. They need these wins now.
Yeah, and they need wins for confidence building and all.
Yeah, I mean,
and all that kind of all the cliched shit.
Mm-hmm. Will we see it?
Will we see it? Who knows? I mean, to me, the only stable people on that team right now. One's not playing, or 3. One's Seagull.
Yeah.
You have Rascal, and then you have AKM. Well, the support guys are pretty good.
Yeah, Harry Hook and Custa.
Harry Hook gets a little.
We haven't seen much of Chips lately, but
those are our storylines that we're going to be looking at going in to.
Well, yeah, that's going into that's basically for Wednesday.
Yeah,
a little bit of Thursday, but also
Thursday in there.
We wanted to touch on. We want to touch on Houston and LA as well.
Yeah.
Because, that's, again, battle of the top Western teams or whatever. And it's a big question of, is Houston, are they legit after they got dismantled this past weekend?
Yeah, they did. And it seems like people are figuring them out.
Yeah.
And this map pool that I thought would kind of be working in their favor, it's working in other people's favor because they kind of pigeonhole themselves into this anti-dive thing where everyone knows what they're going to do. Jake has been getting absolutely mashed.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not a good tracer either, just to be honest.
Yeah, very true. And the only really consistent top-tier performances they've gotten has been from their tanks.
Yeah.
Muma and Coolmat have been playing at a really high level, but the rest of the team is just not playing nearly as well as they have in the previous games, in the previous stage. And they just don't look like the same team without that.
No, they don't. And Linkster's been a little off. I think people are focusing on him. Jake doesn't have any room really to run that the Junkrat.
Right.
A lot.
Yeah, there's been a severe lack of Junkrat play.
Which, I mean, if you look at the maps...
And that's just the maps in general. Like, that, I think they had to know that was going to be the case, and it's like, what do you do? Because that's Jake's best character. You need him to be performing well. And if he's not able to do that, then they're just not the same team. I
also think to an extent they're mismanaging him a little bit because he has a really good Soldier and they're playing him on Tracer and they're playing Linkster on Soldier a lot.
Yeah.
I think maybe we should, because I think that they could flip that around and that could solve some problems.
It really could.
But yeah, this is a huge week and game for them. But, you know, we talked about the Valiant, but Houston's got some issues and going into this. And, you know, we talked about the Jake thing and basically their carry right now.
Yeah.
And especially Muma.
A hard carry. Because Muma has been...
He's been, like, whatever he's playing.
Yeah, no matter what he's playing, he has been a rock. That dude has just been a monster that is just unstoppable, except by his own teammates.
Yeah, and their supports have been up and down.
Yes.
And I think that was what I'm trying to get at the long way around here. Ruckus is good. Like, Ruckus is good most of the time. Like, the other guys, they have Boink and Bonnie. Some games are good, some games are not. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just...
it's been real inconsistent when it comes to anybody besides Ruckus on support.
Yeah, and some of it's focus, I think, like, getting focused.
Yeah.
Especially some of the teams they play. I mean, you play against Sabiobi, your supports are... The way he's changed around from peeling and protecting Jonak to... Just, I'm going to kill everybody.
Right.
So, I mean...
your supports are anywhere that isn't in the immediate vicinity of your tanks?
Bye.
Yeah,
they have to work some things out this week. And I don't know if they're going to do it in this game or not, because Valiant are on a pretty good swing here.
Right. The Valiant have looked really good, and just based on how they've been playing, it's going to be a tough pick for Houston to take this game. And they really need to step up and really show up and play their best game. And then the last thing we wanted to talk about would be Boston. What are we really going to see from this team this week?
That was a big win that they got.
Yeah.
And I think it could be a good confidence builder. And then we'll see what they got against London.
Right.
Because London...
Right, they've got
London remembers what happened the last time.
Right. Yeah, like Boston... This is a good game for them to go in. They can build up some confidence playing against Shanghai, and then immediately have to turn around and play London the next day. That's gonna be a tough ask.
Yeah, but
that's what they need.
Yeah,
they need to just go in and just not even think about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure they've probably been, obviously...
They were preparing for London, obviously. I mean,
there's no way they haven't been.
Well, the thing is one of the things you probably prepare for in Shanghai is not going to be there, so what the fuck are you going to get? Sometimes that screws you up, too.
Right.
Like, it's like in football when you're preparing for a drop-back quarterback and all of a sudden he gets hurt and you got the spread offense, running option quarterback.
Right.
And you get beat because you don't know what to expect. You don't know what is going to happen. Because I'm sure these guys are watching film on Dia and they know what he's going to do. You don't know if Zushu or Roshan or whoever they're going to throw on DPS is going to do anything.
Right.
So, I mean, got that to look forward to. But this is a big game for them to keep the confidence rolling.
Yeah. They're desperately going to need that.
For the forward, not for this stage. I say, to get them into that the bottom of the playoffs, 5-6 slot. They just need to keep winning these games like this and figure out how to beat the better teams. Because they got too far behind in the beginning. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. The 4 losses, they'd have to win out, and I really don't see that happening.
Yeah,
to even have a prayer.
Yeah,
and especially with the way New York and Seoul and London are playing, I don't think that's going to happen.
And then the two with Houston and LA and the way that Philly's been playing. I mean, that those last couple spots.
So I think this stage you need to focus on figuring out how to do them, play this meta.
Yes.
Which has been giving him fits the first couple weeks.
It really has.
And then just build on that from there.
Yeah.
And, get not get him in the next stage, but, just keep building that up back into the next stage to where they were in the first stage.
Right.
So they can make positioning for the final playoffs, not the stage playoffs.
Yeah. And which Boston are we going to see? Because I feel like one of the big things that's really been hurting them is, for whatever reason, their DPS are just not playing at the same level they were.
No.
I feel like people have figured out Dream Casper.
Oh, yeah. He disappeared.
Completely. Every once in a while, we're still seeing some really high-level play from Striker, but Dream Casper has just fallen off the face of the planet.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't. I mean, he had big highlight reels for the whole first stage, and I really haven't seen even in that curb stomping against Florida they had. He was kind of like Striker just killed everybody in that match,
and no one else could really do anything because Striker was just a one-man wrecking ball.
Yeah, and he's disappeared. They're a little shaky on the supports right now.
Yeah.
Although Neko's been playing some good Zen. I will give them that. But Kelix is kind of, if he's not playing the Mercy, he seems okay at Lucio. He's not a great Lucio.
Yeah. Definitely not at the level of some of these other guys. He's way better at Mercy than he is at Lucio. And
he's better at Mercy than Moira. He's good. He's a good Moira.
Yeah, he is a good Moira.
Lucio, I don't think is his strong suit. Neko's good on Ana too.
Yeah.
But on the whole, they've just been underperforming the really supports, and Dream Casper disappeared. Maybe they need to try a couple different people in the lineup. I mean,
right.
You got people on your bench. Might want to try it out.
All right, guys, that's it for today. Don't forget to give us a like, a subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit us up on Twitter, Twitch, and then just keep checking out all our videos. We'll see you guys around.
We'll see you guys later. Keep the conversation going down below as well. We love comments and keeping the conversations going and all that stuff. So we'll catch you on the next one.
Catch you guys on the next one.
Later.